He was known as the Sword of Allah, an undefeated general who changed the course of history. A man who once stood against Islam but later became its greatest champion. His name, Khalid ibn Al-Walid. From his early days as a fierce warrior to his legendary military campaigns that shook the world, this is the incredible story of one of history's most brilliant commanders. Born into the powerful Banu Makhzum clan of the Quraysh tribe in Mecca, Khalid was raised in a society that valued strength, warfare, and strategy. His family was known for its martial prowess, and from an early age, Khalid was trained in the art of war, swordsmanship, archery, and horseback riding. His father, Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, was one of the richest and most influential figures in Mecca, ensuring that Khalid had access to the best military training of his time. Khalid's tactical mind became evident early on. He was not only physically strong, but also highly intelligent, analyzing battle formations and seeking ways to outmaneuver his enemies. This would later make him one of the most formidable commanders in history. When Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began preaching Islam, Khalid, like many of the Quraysh elite, saw it as a threat to their power. He fought against the Muslims in several battles, the most famous being the Battle of Uhud in 625 AD. At Uhud, the Muslims initially had the upper hand, pushing back the Quraysh forces. However, Khalid, leading the Quraysh cavalry, saw a critical opening. When the Muslim archers abandoned their positions on a strategic hill, Khalid seized the opportunity. He led a decisive cavalry charge that turned the tide of battle, inflicting heavy losses on the Muslim army. His ability to read the battlefield and exploit weaknesses foreshadowed the brilliance he would later display as a general. Despite his success on the battlefield, Khalid began to question his opposition to Islam. He had seen the resilience and dedication of the Muslims. He realized that Islam was not just a political movement, but a faith with deep convictions. In 629 AD, Khalid made a life-altering decision. He traveled to Medina with his close friend Amr ibn al-As and pledged allegiance to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The Prophet not only welcomed him, but also recognized his immense potential, giving him the title Saifullah, the Sword of Allah. It was a title that would define him for the rest of his life. Khalid's first test as a Muslim commander came at the Battle of Mu'tah in 629 AD. This battle pitted a small Muslim force, estimated at 3,000 soldiers, against the massive Byzantine army of over 100,000 troops. Initially, the Muslim army was commanded by three senior leaders, Zayd ibn Haritha, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, and Abdullah ibn Rawaha. One by one, each of these leaders fell in battle, leaving the Muslim forces leaderless and vulnerable to complete annihilation. In this moment of crisis, Khalid took command, recognizing that direct engagement would lead to disaster. He used a series of brilliant defensive tactics to protect his forces. He reorganized the ranks and implemented a night retreat strategy, where he ordered his cavalry to continuously shift positions to create the illusion of reinforcements arriving. As dawn broke, the Byzantine forces hesitated, believing that the Muslims had been reinforced. Seizing this moment of confusion, Khalid executed a masterful retreat, ensuring that the majority of the Muslim army survived without being overwhelmed. This battle solidified Khalid's reputation as a military genius. Even though the Muslims did not achieve a direct victory, the fact that he saved thousands of men from certain destruction demonstrated his ability to outthink vastly larger forces. For this incredible feat, Prophet Muhammad honored him with the title Saifullah, the Sword of Allah, signifying his divine purpose in the expansion of Islam. After the Prophet Muhammad passed away, Khalid played a crucial role in Ridda Wars. Many tribes in Arabia rebelled, but Khalid crushed them with unmatched speed and precision, securing the unity of the newly formed Islamic State. But his greatest military achievements came in the wars against the two most powerful empires of the time, the Persians and the Byzantines. At the Battle of Chains, Khalid faced a massive Persian force bound together by iron chains to prevent retreat. Using swift cavalry movements and deception, he shattered their formations, proving that discipline and strategy could overcome sheer numbers. In Syria, he fought the First Holy War. He led the Muslim forces against the mighty Byzantine Empire. The Battle of Yarmouk in 636 AD remains one of the most decisive battles in history. Facing an army nearly 4 times the size of his own, Khalid executed a series of brilliant maneuvers, using feigned retreats and precise counterattacks to shatter the enemy lines. His leadership ensured one of the greatest Muslim victories ever recorded, securing the Levant for Islam. His campaigns were not just about brute force. They were masterpieces of military strategy, psychological warfare, and sheer battlefield genius. Every conquest under his command was executed with remarkable precision, proving why he was the Sword of Allah. Despite his unparalleled military success, Khalid's growing influence became a concern for Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab. Fearing that people might start attributing victories to Khalid rather than to divine will, Umar removed him from his command. Imagine a warrior who had never tasted defeat, a man who had risked his life for Islam countless times, suddenly stripped of his role. But Khalid did not rebel. Instead, he accepted the decision with unwavering loyalty, proving that his devotion was to the cause, not personal power. Exiled from battle, he spent his remaining years in quiet reflection. The battlefield, where he had danced with death and triumphed over empires, was now a distant memory. In 642 AD, Khalid fell ill. Lying on his deathbed in Homs, Syria, he ran his fingers over the countless scars on his body, whispering, "I have fought in so many battles, yet here I am, dying on my bed like a common man." A warrior who had faced death head-on for years would meet his end not by the sword, but by time itself. Khalid ibn Al-Walid's legacy is that of an undefeated general, a fearless warrior, and a master tactician whose strategies are still studied by military experts today. Saifullah, the Sword of Allah, shall never be forgotten.